Welcome to the highlights of this Benson Hedges World Series game at Bellerive Oval in Hobart. This is the match between South Africa and New Zealand. A vital game for these two teams, as is shown by the points table in this Benson Hedges World Series competition. The Australians, after their very good win on Thursday evening over New Zealand, are 6 points from 4 games. South Africa have 3 from 3, and New Zealand just 1 point from 3. They desperately need a victory over South Africa here today. The two teams, vital components of this particular contest, with New Zealand, Ken Rutherford the skipper, then young Latham, Great Batch Cairns, Shane Thompson, who did very well in the game at the MCG on Thursday, Blaine Larson, Deepak Patel is in the side, Pringle, Morrison and Richard de Groen is 12th man. So they're playing spin there. And the South Africans, well, they've made changes also. Problems there for Kepler Wessels. They've left out Alan Donald. They say they want to keep him for the test match. He's 12th man in this game. Wessels himself, then Hudson, Kirsten, Cronje, Cullinan, Callaghan, Richardson, Simcox is in the side, the off-spinner. They're anticipating a little bit of turn here. Then Richard Snell, Craig Matthews and Fani de Villiers with Donald as 12th man. Excellent conditions, and South Africa won the toss and decided to bat on a very, very good-looking pitch. We join play now in the second over. The South Africans have no wicket for 1. Morrison is the bowler, coming in from the city end. And taking strikers, Andrew Hudson, your commentators, Bill Laurie and Sir Richard Hadley.
Wide called by umpire Steve Davis. Steve Davis from South Australia. It's his 3rd one-day international. He's 41 years of age. Gone. Oh, well, there you go. It continues. Can you believe that, Danny Morrison? Rod Latham, he knocked it up twice. This is almost a repeat of the test match for Danny Morrison, where Great Bats dropped to catch a sweep. Rod Latham, it really was a regulation catch. Hudson just nicks it straight to him. The white ball, you can see it all the way. There it goes once, twice. Wicketkeeper can't get it. A let off for Andrew Hudson. Let's have a look at that again. There's the nick. Here it comes. Oops. The reel snatched that one, and Blaine cannot make it. So plenty of action in this over from Danny Morrison. It's a good shot. Lined up nicely. The outfield's fast. A good diving effort, but still 4 runs. That's what's needed early on the first 15 overs, particularly on a fast outfield, to play a few shots.
Chris Pringle very committed out there, but it's gone to the pickets for 4.
This time he chips just forward a square leg. Happy with a single on that occasion. Morrison, I think, just a little bit frustrated here, just losing his line, just getting onto leg stump and a fraction short. Over the top, good thick edge. Pringle this time coming fine. Dives again, knocks it down. It's running towards the gutter. Will he get there? Yes, he does. Good determined effort by Chris Pringle. He's a big man, but an educated nick there from Larry Kirsten. Lifts the run rate. Conditions ideal. Pringle. Well played. Oh, not good running. Surely there's 2 there.
Good fielding actually, Bill, I thought, by Larson. Chased hard, put the ball up, through on the turn.
That region there, he's gone. That's where he's poor. He plays there, away from his body. Pringle breaks through. Excellent piece of bowling.
Well, the drop catch hasn't cost New Zealand too many runs, so Hudson goes. Pringle has struck again, bowled very well in this series. Bowled beautifully again this morning. He's bowled his 3 overs. He's picked up 1 for 3. You can't cut a ball that's too close to you like that. And Tony Blaine takes the easiest of catch. New Zealand have struck. They're delighted about that. The first South African wicket is now gone. And now it's 1 for 15.
That brings the captain, Kepler Wessels, to the crease. Not a good strike rate there, good average, but the strike rate's down to 56.2. Oh, another one gone, surely. Oh, it falls short. Deepak Patel was on his heels. I'm not saying it was a catch, but certainly it took a long time to get moving at mid-off. Because Pringle and Morrison are bowling a pretty good line, very few half volleys. Pringle's been the man that's lifted this side. Wessels facing his first delivery. Round the wicket, he won't get that, but it's worth a shout. It was well bowled. Wessels hardly moving his feet.
In fact, Pringle bowling round the wicket to the left-hander batsman's got a very, very good chance indeed of getting an LBW, I would have thought. So we'll just sort of see where it pitched. He pitched outside, hitting fractionally outside the line and a bit high.
As Richie Bonneau and Tony Gregg takes up the commentary.
That one's gone flying down to fine leg. This outfield quite quick, and Patel manages to get a foot in there. And back comes the throw. So 3 more to the South Africans. Interesting to have another look at that one. I get the impression that just came off the glove, just bounced a bit more than Wessels thought. In the air, he's got him. Holy doly, they've caught one. That's gone straight to slip, and the New Zealanders, having had a nightmare, especially here, have latched onto a low catch there. It was a pretty straightforward one, went very slowly, but they've rectified that little problem. Have another look.
Just spare a thought while you're looking for Danny Morrison. That has been taken quite securely by Larson. Pringle has the wicket, and a good performance, and it's 2 for 22.
Welcome back. Kepler Wessels on strike. Another single there. So that brings Hansi Cronje down to the striker's end. Well, there he is, just 24 years of age. Never made 100 in one-day internationals. Strike rate of just under 70, so that's not too bad. So Gavin Larson going to take over now from the Church Street end. He's going to bowl round the wicket as well. Hansi Cronje went to the same school as Kepler Wessels. They went to a school called Grey College in Bloemfontein. He's the captain of the Orange Free State side. He was made captain at 21 years of age. He's got that one away. Just beaten back at point. I'll probably set it for 2 here.
Need to be a little careful looking for 3s on this ground. You've got to choose your place to run 3.
In the commentary box now, Ian Chappell and Jeff Lawson.
It's quite a good batting surface, nice and firm. Not too much sideways movement. Just some very good bowling. That wasn't so good. For the most part, the bowling has been right on line. That last ball, not the correct length, plenty of room to cut.
Not quite hit off the middle of the bat. They'll pick up 3 for the shot. It's 2 for 47. Crowd sitting out on the hill, enjoying themselves. A lot of rugs out there on the hill. A lot of hats being worn on a sunny day. Big shout, and Kepler Wessels is out now, caught by keeper Blaine.
Kepler Wessels goes, playing his favourite shot. Let's give the bowlers a little bit of credit. There was a fraction wide, it bounced more than Wessels thought, but they decided to go around the wicket to him. That's finally in Kepler Wessels' demise in New Zealand. Now really starting to get on top. South Africa 3 for 50.
Darryl Cullinan, the new batsman at the crease, hasn't had a great impact on the World Series competition yet. We've heard a lot about his reputation, but we're yet to see it. There's a Norton 1 to his credit. South Africa badly need a contribution from him today after losing their captain. With South Africa 3 for 50, we're in the 21st over. So the bowlers have done their job in that they've restricted the scoring and they've got rid of the top 3 batsmen in the order. All 2 catches behind the wicket.
that's not the line to bowl. They're going for two. They want to hurry. Throw. The Cullinan does hurry. And I don't think Deepak Patel was impressed with Danny Morrison. Perhaps a little slow moving down there. He's about 10 metres in from the fence. I'd just like to think it was well run. It goes a bit fine for Morrison. He moves in, picks it up on his left-hand side, so he's got to change the body round to throw off his right hand.
Yes, that was really a poor piece of fielding by Danny Morrison. He actually fielded it with his right foot in advance of the left foot. Therefore, he had to make a lot of extra steps to make the throw. It's 3 for 53. Darryl Cullinan is on 2. That's his best score so far in the competition. South Africa need a lot more from him if they're to produce a competitive total after a poor batting performance at the Sydney Cricket Ground, where they only made 69. Not so well hit by Cronje. Danny Morrison, and he's taken the high catch. So New Zealand well and truly on top at the moment.
Well, Danny Morrison's not having much luck with the ball when he's bowling it. That was a very, very good catch, and that may well be a vital one. Hansie Cronje, the experienced player out there, I'm not quite sure what he's doing playing this stroke. Down the wicket, not quite to the pitch of it. Top edge-ish, and Danny Morrison. That's a good catch running back. He's got the sunglasses on, and that would have been a big advantage. 4 for 53, South Africa.
Excellent catch by Danny Morrison to dismiss Cronje for 18. The new batsman, David Callahan. Average of 21, a strike rate of 56. Big opportunity here for these two young batsmen to consolidate. I'm sure that was the arm ball. I can assure the New Zealand viewers that the spirits are very high here at Bellerive Oval. It was beautifully bowled.
Lovely top spinner. Just went on a little bit with the arm. And well bowled again. It's 4 for 53.
Well, really, even though they've lost 4 wickets, this pair will have to take to Patel. You just cannot allow the bowler to dictate at this stage. It's a nice cover drive, probably the best shot of the morning. They go all the way, beautifully timed. The second boundary of the innings, superbly played cover drive, getting to the pitch of the ball, not hitting it too hard, and finding the gap. Again, they're nicely balanced. That's a confidence builder for him. Patel just giving him some width. River end, it's going to be Shane Thompson come in. There's the boys on the beach here at Bellerive. Beautiful ground. Nicely bowled. First up by Thompson, who's got a bit of flair about him. He played very well on Thursday with bat and ball, and he comes on first delivery and gets it past the batsman.
A fellow who was a medium pacer and then damaged his ankle and had to turn to off spinning. He's done very well. It's all happened in a very short space of time so far as he's concerned. But I'll be surprised if he doesn't go on to be a pretty good cricketer for New Zealand. Whatever you see a young player do once, you know he can do it again.
Got him. That's beautifully bowled. South Africa in a hole here at Bellerive. Good wicket keeping. Poorly played, didn't use the feet. The bat was just angled out there. Another breakthrough by Rutherford. New Zealand on fire.
They certainly are, and the enthusiasm there might have been engendered by all the faxes and telephone messages they've been receiving. Blainer's got that, and it was actually a very, very good catch. For a moment, he looked surprised that it had found its way into his gloves. That's very well done. Cullinan out for 8, and it's 5 for 66.
David Richardson, the wicketkeeper batsman, comes to the crease. Shane Thompson with a wicket. He's really put South Africa on the back foot here. Richardson's a handy player, good strike rate of almost 70. They're not playing with any confidence whatsoever. He's off the mark. That's well run. 2 runs and a wicket off the over. It's 5 for 67. It's going to be close too. They're taking a few chances here. That's very close. Well fielded by Morrison. Every run a pressure one for South Africa at the moment.
I'm very pleased to see the umpire decided to make his own decision there rather than call for the adjudication from television, providing that is he made the right decision, as he did in that case.
Shane Thompson continues from the river end. That's in the air, but safely wide of cover. They come back for 3 as Jeff Lawson and Tony Gregg takes up the commentary.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, the South Africans today have really been atrocious. Right from the word go, their batting has been very, very ordinary. Richardson now has faced 17 balls, moved on to 6. He's decided to try and do something about the off-spin of Thompson. Nice placement.
There's drill trouble now. He's going back. Shane Thompson just couldn't quite pick the ball up. Gee, and there is some real panic. Richardson with a smile on his face. Let's have a look at this. It would have been pretty unlucky to bounce off the non-striker. It'll be a couple. They sit in position. They might even look for 3. A bit of aggressive running required here. As Divac Patel has a long run down to 10 metres inside the fence. Great batch meets the throw. They do take 3.
Let's have a look at where they've managed.
He needs to do this because he was responsible for the run out of his captain, Ken Rutherford. I think Rutherford made the whole thing quite clear as he was leaving that there would be a fate worse than death awaiting Brian Young if he didn't go right through the innings.
It's another 4. That's a better shot. That's in front of point. Beautifully played. Just a bit of width from Matthews, and he punched it beautifully. Disappointing day for South Africa. That's Kai Shaw. He's gone. Yes, plumb in front. Good bowling. Good hit back by Matthews there. 2 boundaries off the over. And Young's out for 74.
He wasn't able to go through either to the end of the innings or to the 100 mark. It looks fairly plumb. 3 for 112 suddenly becomes 4.
Back Shane Thompson is the new batsman for New Zealand. It's 4 for 112. Question asked by the bowler, no support from the wicketkeeper. It's worth a shout. It was well forward, maybe turning down the leg side, and it may have even struck him outside the line. A bit difficult to tell there. Nice again this time. That's the over bowled. It's 4 for 115. It's Jeff Lawson, and Ian Chappell takes up the commentary.
Well, that's a lovely shot. And New Zealand have been able to find the boundary much more regularly than the South African batsmen.
Sean Thompson's already played one lovely shot off the back foot. And this one off the front foot, straight back down the ground. As Ian said, he struck the ball very well.
Just 19 runs needed now for New Zealand. It's a bit of a cruise with 9 overs to go. Chris Cairns is on 22, Thompson on 9. Pat Simcox has left the field after bowling his 10 overs. At the Church Street end, it's going to be Craig Matthews back into the attack. Matthews to bowl his 9th over. Certainly a high ball, that one.
Well, perhaps Chris Cairns got an early flight to catch. Wants to get this game over and done with. Or maybe wants that New Zealand net run rate to improve a great deal. Besides finish equal on competition points after the preliminary rounds, it's net run rate that decides the teams that go into the final. And maybe with the game very secure, almost in the bag. Oh, and as we speak, Craig Matthews strikes. Sean Thompson, the man to go. He may have played that one on.
James Thompson bowled Craig Matthews for 9. New Zealand 5 for 132.
No, straight through the gap. A little bit of off seam from Craig Matthews. Straight through the gap. Someone left the front door open. New Zealand 5 for 132.
Tony Blaine, who played so well on this ground in the Test match, coming in now at the number 7 spot. New Zealand need just 14 runs to move up onto 3 points, exactly the same as South Africa. Barney de Villiers now bowling at the river end. That's hit pretty well. Chris Cairns once again giving himself a little bit of room. That's allowed him to whack it over cover. It's 5 for 140. Blaine decides that he's going to go over the infield as well. Not quite timing it.
I'm pretty sure they're chasing less than 1 and over, not about 9 and over.
And taken by the keeper. A thick outside edge there from Tony Blaine. So Craig Matthews is doing a terrific job here for his captain. That's his best bowling performance in a one-day international.
Well, what do they say? It's not over. The fat lady issues a few notes. Regulation edge. Good catch in the end by Richardson. Didn't go quite in the middle of the gloves. And maybe there's just a little bit of interest left in this match here. Tony Blaine goes for 5, New Zealand 6 for 142.
Gavin Larson, who played well on Thursday night at the MCG. It was all in vain in the end, but Larson and Thompson at one stage looked like they might get New Zealand home.
The Wessel still hasn't made too many concessions to an attacking field. He's just got a very short cover, only about 6 or 7 metres from the bat.
Long chase there for Fani. And he just cuts it off thanks to the dive. New Zealand need 3 more runs for victory. Tony Blaine, the last man out. He was out for 5. His form in the one-dayers hasn't been a repetition of his batting form in the Test series. Got quite a thick edge off the bowling of Craig Matthews. Matthews, who finished with 4 for 38. The ball actually hitting on the heel of Richardson's glove by the look of it. Yeah, it looks as though it's got not really taken in the palm. It's hit on the heel of the glove, bounced up, and in fact he was pretty fortunate to get a second grab at it. Could so easily have gone straight to ground, but rolled around his chest, and he was able to clutch it to his body. And that's called a no ball by umpire Davis.
Well, Funny, a little upset about something perhaps. Well, that's the first sundry of the New Zealand innings. Obviously owed Chris Cairns a couple. Let's just have a look at that catch again. Tony Blaine gets the edge. Gavin Larson, Dave Richardson finally gets it, but gee, pretty lucky with the bounce and the finish.
And he finishes it with 2 sundries, a no ball and a wide. I almost got the impression that Barney wasn't too thrilled about something or other. He certainly finished it off in a hurry.
That was a good performance from New Zealand. 1 or 2 tremors there towards the end, but 6 for 148 gave them victory with 35 balls to spare. Cairns 30 not out and Larson 4 not out. 74 to Brian Young, played very well indeed. Looks a good player as he did in the test match up in Brisbane. 6 for 148 from 44.1 overs and a good performance. The bowling figures for South Africa, an outstanding effort from Craig Matthews, 10 overs 1 maiden and 4 for 38. None for 23 for de Villiers, none for 29 for Snell. And Cronje, no wicket for 33. And Simcox bowled pretty well with his off-spin, spun the ball quite sharply at times, 10 overs, no maiden, and none for 25. The man of the match, Gavin Larson of New Zealand, did a very good job there, and his work and the work of the other New Zealanders allowed the New Zealanders to pick up 2 points from this match, and that shows the Benson Hedges World Series points table as New Zealand now running second. They've sneaked up into second place because they have a better net run rate than South Africa. 6 from 4 games for Australia, New Zealand 3 from 4 and South Africa 3 from 4, but New Zealand slightly better on the run rate, 0.15 to 0.79.